Hello today, and I've fixed my Vibox PC. First of all, I've got the side off, stripped everything out of this PC basically and put it on this one, all there. So we've got our drives and everything, hard drives are inside. And what I've done, first of all, I think there was a couple of problems with it. In here somewhere in the motherboard, there's a clear CMOS. I can't remember where it is, but it's in the motherboard somewhere. I did it. I had a spare jumper. Basically, when the PC's off, you can put the jumper in and pull it out again. It clears the CMOS. So basically, it started booting up again. Excuse me. So I've got the graphics card in, but basically, this computer is now going to replace the e-gaming machine, which is in the other room, which is a recording computer, a music recording computer. So this is going to take over from that. And secondly, I think the reason why it kept on shutting down, that was the initial problem in the first place with this computer. I've replaced the CPU and CPU cooler with a new CPU, which is the 8350 FX processor by AMD. It's exactly the same AMD processor that I'm running in my new computer, and done a test on it excuse me, and it works fine. So I don't think it's going to shut off anymore. So now this computer's alive, it's going to be reused. So really I didn't have to spend all that money buying a new PC, but there you go. So this one's going to be up and running again. Which I will say something about AMD. I would recommend their processors, even though Intel just slightly edge out in the benchmark testing, which I've seen. But what the money you pay, excuse me, the money you pay for the AMD, to me, you're getting much better value for money than Intel. Okay, people go on about Intel saying, oh, it's better. It's only slightly better. It's not a great deal better. Well, I haven't used Intel processors for a while, but the price you pay for an Intel processor, is it worth it? I believe not. I'd rather stick with AMD because I know you're getting a good price. When you can pay lots and lots of money for Intel, but for AMD, I'm sticking with AMD. I'm not a big gamer, so this AMD processor does me well. If I want to play games, it'll still play your games. I mean, as long as you've got good graphics cards, it doesn't matter what the processor does. It's an 8-core processor, that's plenty of power to me, and believe me, you get them at a good price. So Intel, I don't care about. So what the next step is we're going to we've got a couple of sound cards in there, but there's going to be a third sound card in, because as I say, I do recording on it, so there's going to be excuse me again. So it does three different sound cards in this, but they do various jobs. One's going to be for playing, one's going to be for recording, and one's going to be for MIDI use. So but you can probably get away with one sound card, but it's easier to set up with three. That's what I think anyway. People might have different takes on it, but who cares? Anyway, as we're going to stop the video for a minute as we're going to set it all up. So here we are. Here's the Vibox PC, running well, all about to boot up Windows. So we're still running Windows 7 with this computer. So yeah, so it's all running nicely. As I say, I've got the new 8350 in it, the 8-core processor. Seems to be, it's a lot, you can hear it wearing round, but it's nowhere as loud as the other fan, heatsink, whatever it is. So here we go. So this is where it's going to be now. From now on, it's just replaced, as I say, the e-gaming computer, which was the studio computer in here. So as we're loading up Windows, here we go. So that's it always comes up with this for some reason. It's one of the sound cards. We got 3 sound cards in this. As we got this Creative Sound Blaster Live X5. Unfortunately, we're not using it, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Because we got these X these ESI sound cards. I've got two of them in here. One's like plays the audio and records from this. This is like a recording studio, 8-track recording studio. So that records into the ESI. So we're going to show you in a minute. Well, we're going to show you that. Also, we've got there's the other ESI sound card which controls the MIDI keyboard here. This is basically just a normal standard keyboard, as you can see here. Now I can't play, I know. But, as we're going to see in a minute, as we load up Reason, yep. I think that these are only SATA 2 hard drives, so it's a little bit slower than the SATA 3 hard drive. No way as quick as the solid state drive that I got in my other computer, which that was in this. I'd recommend buying a solid state drive, hard drive. Anyway, now, if we put that in there, so it'll block the actual keyboard notes, now we're going to have the MIDI notes going through the computer, as we're going to see here. So that's the actual, that's the other ESI producing these sounds, sound card with the MIDI keyboard, which basically all you need is a MIDI keyboard and a MIDI lead. So they go from the MIDI here into USB, which is a really good thing. Lead was very lead was very dirt cheap, so about a £5 or something like that. If you like your MIDI, like your music, it's worth getting if you've got a MIDI keyboard. So just to confirm, we change it to another. I don't know. Did you see that? I don't know. So you can change all different sounds if you're familiar with Reason. But we're not going into Reason. We're not going to show you everything because I'll be here all day. Because believe me, it is a fantastic piece of software to have and to install. As we're going to accept that, exit rather. And I think that's enough of this video. As I say, it's basically the Vibox PC is now up and running, running really well. A lot better than what it was because it's got an upgraded processor. As we're going to end the video, thank you for watching. Oh, excuse me. Till next time, and goodbye.